Hello and welcome to CoralJoyTravel. I'm so glad you're here. My name is Coral and I am the founder of CoralJoyTravel, which is a travel agency that does specialize in all Disney vacations. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 10 tips that will help you on your next Walt Disney World vacation. If this is something you're interested in, stay tuned. If you're not yet subscribed to CoralJoyTravel and you do like Walt Disney World tips and tricks, especially for 2019 and beyond, consider subscribing by hitting that red subscribe button below. Tip number 1, if you haven't been to Walt Disney World in quite some time and you have some younger children or you're going as adult and you want to get a lot of character autographs, consider making an advanced dining reservation at one of the character dining restaurants in Walt Disney World. There are many out there. You can have an opportunity to see at least 4 characters who come directly to your table, and you're killing 2 birds with 1 stone. You have to eat, and you can then get those autographs that you wanted without waiting in lines of 20 minutes plus per character. It's a great idea. It's fun, it's entertaining, and yeah, you could see some of the Fab Five. You could see Cinderella, Rapunzel, Ariel, Pluto, my guy, Mickey, Minnie, Goofy, Donald, Daisy, etc. So depending on which characters you really want to see, find the restaurant that would be the perfect fit for you. And if you have any questions, ask them in the comments below because I can help you find the right restaurant. Tip number 2, and this is specifically for Magic Kingdom. Just in case you did not know this, when you walk in Magic Kingdom, on the left-hand side there is a store called the Emporium. That store, if you walk in to Magic Kingdom, it will be on your left when you walk in on Magic Kingdom, goes all the way down Main Street and it ends at the very end of the block at Casey's Corner. So you could actually walk inside in the air conditioning or out of the elements of rain potentially inside the Emporium all the way through from the start to the end of Main Street, USA. This is a great tip, especially for first-timers. If you don't know that, and maybe a parade just released or the fireworks just ended and there is a mass of people walking up or down Main Street, meaning you can't, it's bumper to bumper, and you can't move, and your ankles are getting hit by strollers, etc. You know what I'm talking about if you're a seasoned Walt Disney World fan. But if you go into that Emporium, and you could start either at the beginning of Main Street or at the end near Casey's Corner, you can walk all the way through and avoid a lot of chaos. So that's tip number 2. Tip number 3, and this goes for any of the 4 theme parks at Walt Disney World. If you make a purchase early in the day and you don't really want to carry around a Walt Disney World bag with you while you're riding rides, etc., you don't have to carry it. You have options. Your first option is to ask them to send it to the package pickup at the front of the theme park, and when you exit, you can then go pick up your package then. Option 2, if you are staying in a Disney Resort hotel, is you can ask them to send it to your hotel and then pick it up at your hotel when you return home that evening to your Disney Resort hotel. Or option 3, if you have a day at Disney and you want to buy a lot of stuff, I've done this before, you can actually have Disney send it directly to your house. I live in New York. I had my last day at Disney and I bought a lot of things that I could not carry on in my carry-on luggage because I wasn't checking in a bag at the airport. So I had Disney then send it to my home. There was a shipping fee. There was a minimum amount that I needed to spend, but it's nice to have that option as well. So you have 3 options so you don't have to carry your packages around all day long. Tip number 4, if you want to have a chance at riding the most popular rides at Walt Disney World right now in 2019, and those are Avatar Flight of Passage, Slinky Dog Dash, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, etc., then you really do want to stay on a Disney Resort Hotel property. Why? Because you will have the option and the opportunity to make your Fast Pass reservations 60 days in advance. Those guests staying off Disney property can make their Fast Pass reservations 30 days in advance. And more often than not, from what I've seen in my experience, Fast Pass reservations made at 60 days, you have a chance of getting these hard to get reservations for Fast Passes, for those rides that are the most popular. Making those reservations at 30 days, you more often than not will not see those even available. It will say Fast Passes are all used up for that time, for that day. So if you want to ride those hard to get rides, consider staying at a Disney Resort Hotel. Are you guaranteed that you'll get one? Not necessarily, but you have a way better chance than others staying off property. Tip number 5 is actually going to kind of connect with tip number 4. If you are choosing to stay at a Disney Resort Hotel, my advice and my tip would be to think about the theme park or theme parks that you really want to spend the most time at, and consider staying at one of the hotels closest to that destination. For example, if you have young children and you know that on your 4-night stay at Walt Disney World, you'll probably be at Magic Kingdom 3 of those days, my tip would be, if you can afford it, consider staying at one of the monorail resort hotels because it's right next to Magic Kingdom. Now again, this is a deluxe resort, so it is one of the most expensive resorts on Disney property, but if you can afford it, that added value of saving time getting to and from the park and that convenience can be worth it. So that is my tip. Another example would be if it's an adults only trip and you're going to see the Flower and Garden Festival or the Food and Wine Festival, or you really are excited about Galaxy's Edge in Hollywood Studios opening up and you want to be convenient to those parks and those festivals, I would encourage you to look at the Boardwalk area. So Yacht and Beach Club, the Boardwalk Inn, the Boardwalk Villas, Disney's Swan and Dolphin. Those are all great options for easy access to Epcot, to Hollywood Studios. If you're an animal lover and you absolutely love safari and wildlife, you may want to consider staying at Animal Kingdom Lodge. That is the closest resort hotel to Animal Kingdom theme park. Those sorts of things. So that's my tip. Think about where you want to stay most of the time and position yourself in a hotel that is closest to that destination. Tip number 6, some people know this, some people do not. There is no need to buy bottled water at any of the theme parks in Walt Disney World, and that is because you can go up to any counter service restaurant or actually some snack kiosks if they sell fountain sodas and ask for a glass of ice water. They give that to guests for free. This is just a great way for you to save a lot of money and to keep hydrated. It's, you know, in Florida, in Orlando, it's often very hot and humid and possibly more humid than it is where you live. Keeping hydrated is key. You don't need or want to get a headache when you're on vacation. So take advantage of that free ice water at any counter service restaurant. Tip number 7 is to really find balance for your vacation. If you are going to Walt Disney World and you have at least a 5-6 night stay at a Disney Resort Hotel, consider at least part of a day for downtime or a full day for downtime. What will happen if you don't is what you will see in the parks. You will see this. Anyone who goes to Walt Disney World will see this at least once. Cranky. Cranky children, cranky adults. You can get cranky if you don't schedule some downtime. Often everyone is saying, get to the parks at rope drop. Make sure you do all your fast passes and then get more fast passes and then go, 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 go. Make sure you hit this parade and make sure you hit this fireworks and make sure you do this, that, and the other. There's so much to do in Walt Disney World. Tell yourself and accept that it's not possible to do everything in 5-6 days. It is not possible. accept that and think about, how do you want this vacation to end? Do you want it to end on a memorable, positive note, or a note of, oh my gosh, remember when so-and-so lost their boing, because they weren't taking time for themselves. So take some time, whether it's every day you go back to your resort hotel, swim in the pool, kick up your feet, or maybe block off one full day to really enjoy the amenities of your resort hotel. These resorts on Disney property, whether you're staying value, moderate, or deluxe, have such great amenities for you to use. And oftentimes, they're overlooked by guests because guests want to be in the parks all day long. But if you take the time to really decompress and recharge your walking feet and your mind, it's very, very valuable for you. So I just recommend scheduling some downtime during your stay. Again, whether you have children or you have adult children or you have no children at all and you're going on a trip, a solo trip, take some downtime. Very valuable. Tip number 8. This gets lots of people in trouble sometimes because they don't know this. Leave extra time for Disney transportation. If you are leaving from your resort hotel and you are going to one of Disney's 4 theme parks in Walt Disney World, you will take, more often than not, a bus or a water shuttle or possibly a monorail, depending on where you're staying, to the theme park. Getting from a resort hotel to a theme park is easy, but it does take time, okay? Because you are waiting on that transportation. It is not guaranteed that when you walk to the bus stop or you walk to the water shuttle area or you walk to the monorail, that vehicle will be waiting for you. You may have to wait up to 20, 25 minutes for it to arrive. It may have just left. So make sure you schedule yourself with enough cushion, I usually say about an hour, of time to leave where you need to leave to be able to get to where you need to get to. Often clients book a dining reservation and it might be at a theme park. And you need to schedule time. It's not going to take necessarily 15 minutes to get there. It could, but it also might take you 45 minutes to get there, depending on when the Disney transportation comes. So always leave yourself a cushion so you're not feeling stressed. Again, you're on vacation. You don't need or want to feel stressed, especially if you are pulling along your 2-year-old or your 4-year-old and come on, let's go, let's go. That's stressful. Leave yourself some time. Know in advance that you will have to do that and leave yourself some time so you are not feeling anxious or unprepared. Many first-timers do not understand this or know this. Now, I talked about leaving from your resort hotel to go to a theme park. It's relatively easy. It gets much trickier when you are relying on the free Disney transportation and you're leaving from your resort hotel and you need to get to another resort hotel. For example, a lot of deluxe resorts have very popular restaurants that clients want to book at. Let's say Ohana's at the Polynesian or Chef Mickey's at the Contemporary. Those are 2 examples. Well, what happens if you are staying at Disney's Pop Century and you have a breakfast reservation and you need to get to Chef Mickey's at the Contemporary? Is there a bus that will pick you up at Pop Century and drive you directly to the Contemporary Resort? No, there isn't. So if you want to rely on Disney transportation, you would need to have a plan. You would take, if you wanted to do it free, you would take the bus from Pop Century and get to the closest theme park to the Contemporary, which happens to be Magic Kingdom. And you would take a bus to Magic Kingdom, and then you could either walk, there's a walkway, to the Contemporary, or take the monorail to the Contemporary. Those are your options. So, think about that. That's a lot of time. So that might even take you an hour plus to get to the Contemporary from Pop Century. You can also take a minivan, M-I-N-N-I-E, which Disney has using the Lyft app, or you could take an Uber and just hail an Uber directly from Pop Century and it would drive you directly to Disney's Contemporary Resort. That wouldn't take much time at all. If you want to do all of this for free, you just need to leave a big cushion for transportation time. And tip number 9. I will give this tip to you. If this is actually going to be your first ever trip to Walt Disney World, or it has been 5+ years since you visited Walt Disney World, or you have no time on your plate to research and plan for a Walt Disney World vacation, my tip would be to find a travel agency that specializes in Disney to help you plan, prepare, book your vacation. I would not say everyone needs a travel agent. I think most travel agents would say, why are you saying that? No, let's be real. Not everyone needs one. The question is not, why should I use a travel agent that specializes in Disney? The question should be, when should I use a travel agent who specializes in Disney vacations? And the when is right here. It's your first time, you have zero knowledge, you haven't been in many years and the parks have changed, or you absolutely have no time. You work a full-time job, you have a family, and when you come home, you don't have that extra time to plan and prepare and figure out everything. If you are one of those 3 people, those are the people, in my opinion, who should be using a travel agent. Hands down. If you have experience, if you have all the time in the world, and you know what you're doing, heck, go for it. You can do it on your own. Can you use a travel agent too? Of course you can. Of course you can. The people that can really value from using the expertise of a travel agent are those 3 different types of people I mentioned. So my tip would be, for those of you that would be in those 3 categories, seek out some help. It's not going to cost any more to work with a travel agent that specializes in Disney. In fact, our agency is one of these agencies that does specialize in Disney. There are a ton out there. Can you reach out to us? Absolutely. I will leave all of the information of our travel agency and our agents down below. We have a website, CoralJoyTravel.com. I have handpicked our team of agents, and any of them would be more than happy to work with you and your family planning and preparing and booking your vacation for you. So tip number 9 is use a travel agent if it would add value to your life. I thought I had 10 tips to share with you, but apparently I only had 9. So if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much, and write in the comments below, 9 is fine, because that's all I have today to share with you. Guys, if this information was helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and again, make sure you are subscribed to our channel so you don't miss any Disney travel news that I share with you. Have a great rest of your day. Happy 2019, and I will see you in my next Disney video. Coral Joy Travel, a touch of magic, sharing joy. Bye, guys.